What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm QueerForexia, and today we're going to be talking about one of my pet projects recently in Duel Commander. But how are you? How's your day going? Leave it down in the comments below. And thank you to TCG Player for sponsoring this video. Are you looking for a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs? Then look no further than TCG Player, the sponsor of this video. With over 500,000 cards in stock, you're sure to find the perfect addition to your collection. Whether you're a seasoned veteran or just starting out, TCG Player has everything you need to take your game to the next level. TCG Player offers a wide selection of Magic the Gathering cards, packs, and booster boxes. You can also find a variety of accessories such as deck boxes, sleeves, and playmats. With competitive pricing and fast shipping, TCG Player is the perfect place to buy and sell Magic cards. In addition to their wide selection of products, TCG Player also offers a cart optimization tool that helps you build the perfect cart. The Cart Optimizer scours all of their online sellers to find the lowest price cards that match your customized search filters. You can use the Cart Optimizer after you finish building your cart before checkout. So what are you waiting for? Head over to TCG Player today and start building your dream deck. So we're talking about my pet project, right? This is something I'm testing right now in my LGS's Duel Commander League. We're talking about Obyra Dreaming Duelist for blue-black. She is a fairy warrior with Flash, flying. Whenever another fairy enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life, and she is a 2/2. This is a tempo-y mid-range control list. So yeah, let's just start breaking it down, shall we? To begin, we're going to start with the Planeswalkers. They are very important in this deck. They're important in any mid-rangey control deck. And we're playing 4 in this list. We are playing Ashiok Dreamrender to shut off our opponent's searches. We are playing Liliana of the Veil because, let's face it, she is the best black planeswalker to ever be printed. Liliana Last Hope to get down some of their little derpy creatures, their little 1/1s and 2/1s. And we also have the option to mill down to get back one of our fairies. And we're playing Narset, Parter of Veils, because you can draw extra cards. I want to draw extra cards. Next, we're going to talk about some of the creatures in the list. There's 22 of them in my list, which is maybe a little too much, but you know, to each their own. I like having a more creature heavy list, especially when a lot of those creatures have massive ETB effects. For the first couple, we're going to be talking about some of our 1-drops. We have Fairy Dream Thief, Fairy Seer, Sleep Cursed Fairy, and Snare Master Sprite, which are all just solid 1-drops that have good ETB effects or become a threat later on in the matchup. And then we have some 2-drops, which are Baleful Strix, Baronati, Fairy Mastermind, Likeness Looter, Bowmasters, Snapcaster, Spellstutter Sprite, and yeah, again, these are, we're playing impactful creatures that just so happen to be fairies. Like, Likeness Looter is a new card that I think is really cool because we can get back, say, like, if our Bowmaster gets gold, we can just get it back with Bowmaster, or like any of our Baleful Strix, our Fairy Mastermind, etc. Any of our really good effect creatures we can get back. Let's jump into the 3-drops. We have Brazen Borrower, Fairy Bladecrafter, Halo Forger, which is my favorite, Scion of Una, Tegwol, Vendelian Click. So again, like I said, these are all just super impactful creatures. Tegwol buffing our fairies, which we have abundance of. Same with Scion of Una. But Scion of Una also gives our Fairy Shroud, which is super important. A Brazen Borrower having the adventure to bounce something back. The Fairy Bladecrafter being able to +1/+1 on attacks is great. And a Halo Forger being able to give something in our graveyard flashback. And also being a 3/1 body in the air is fantastic. And the rest of the creatures in this deck contain Urtai Resurrected, Sheoldred the Apocalypse, Talion Kindling Lord, Vincere Shaper Savant, and the original commander of this list, and optional commander is Nimrus Una's Trickster. A lot of these are just very solid 4-drops. Sheoldred not having Flash is a thing, but she's just very solid. Same with Talion. Talion is a card I'm still kind of mid on. I think it's going to be a good card overall, but Talion's pretty good. Vincere and Nimrus both having Flash. Same with Urtai. With Venser and Ertai being able to counter something is chef's kiss. Next, let's talk about our sorcery slots, which is going to contain a lot of our discard, such as things like Duress, Inquisition of Kozilek, Thoughtseize. We're also on, and Hymn to Torok. We can't forget Hymn to Torok. Hymn to Torok's important. That's a great card. Discarding 2 cards at random is great. We're also on stuff like Preordain, Reanimate, Unearth, Demonic Tutor, Toxic Deluge, and Damnation, because we want to be able to clear the board if we're against like an aggro deck who's outvaluing us, or we want to bring something back from our grave. That's always a fantastic option. And Preordain is just a good card draw spell. It's just a good card draw. So in our instance, we have a lot of options. In here, we are running 25. We have card draw, counter spells, removal, and just value cards. So let's start with card draw. We are running Brainstorm, Consider. We are running Opt. We are running Cryptic Command. We are running Memory Deluge. We are running Frantic Search. All just super solid card draw options and stuff that gives us value along with drawing cards. So I like a lot of those a lot. We are also on a pretty heavy removal suite with Cut Down, Fatal Push. We are running Drown in the Lock, which is also a counter spell. Infernal Grasp. We are running Dismember, Sudden Edict, Sheoldred's Edict, Power Word Kill. And yeah, that's just where we want to be able to remove creatures from our opponent's board. That is a very black thing to do, and we are in Dimir, so we're going to take advantage of that. So moving into counter spells, we have quite a few of them. Just to list them, we are on Force Spike, we are on Spell Pierce, Wash Away, which is arguably my favorite counterspell in the deck and in all of Duel Commander, in my opinion. It's just 1 mana counter your commander. It's great. We're on Drown in the Lock, which again is also a removal spell. We are on Mana Leak, Memory Lapse. We're on Muddle the Mix. We are on Spell Stutter, which is great in this list because we're on a lot of berries, which means it's never going to just cost 1. We're on both Force Negation, Force of Will. We're on Cryptic Command, which again is also a card draw spell. And we're on no, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it for our counterspell suite. I'm doing this live as one big take. So if this is a little messy, that's my apologies. I'm just trying out this formatting for recording deck text to see if I like it. So let me know in the comments if you like it. We also have a few other instant sorceries that we haven't mentioned yet, like Snap. Snap is just a good tempo piece. We are also on, I think that's it. Yeah, Snap is also worth mentioning. Snap's a good card. Now for the one enchantment we run. The one enchantment we run is obviously Bitter Blossom in this deck because making creatures, oh, we love making creatures. So we gotta have fairies on board, especially with Obyra, who we're basically saying, hey, I'm gonna take a life, but you're also gonna take a life because I made a fairy. And then the land suite's pretty self-explanatory. We're on stuff like Command Tower, Choked Estuary, Darkslick Shores, Drowned Catacomb. We are on all the fetches that we can get in Dimir, essentially. We want to make sure our mana base is always correct for what we need at the time. We are on the dual land. If you can't run the dual land, you can run the shock, but we're also on the shock. We are on Path of Ancestry because it's great in this list. Reflecting Pool is also always great. We're on Creeping Tar Pit because it's the best manland in these colors, and I didn't feel like we really needed the Hall of the Storm Giants. That's the card I'm thinking about. You can't fool me. And I had the Hive Tyrant. I don't feel like they were warranted in this list. And Fairy Conclave is just too small to include in this list. Reliquary Tower is great because we're trying to draw some cards, so we want to keep our hand flush and not have to discard anything. Otawara is always an include, and you can probably run Takenuma in this list. I'm not running Takenuma, but it's probably worth running in some scenarios, especially if you want to turn this into a Tainted Pact list. But again, I'm currently on 10 islands and 7 swamps. So it's, to me, 2-color is kind of hard to make Tainted Pactable, but I could see potentially putting a Tainted Pact in this list. We're also on other derpy and not so derpy lands like Shipwreck Marsh. We're on Tainted Isle, Underground River, and again, stuff like Reflecting Pool, Fabled Passage, etc. Yeah. So, yeah, overall, I think this deck is really fun. It's an approach at Dimir I hadn't taken before, because typically when I run Dimir, it's very hard control, or it's like Armix and Glacian artifacts punch you in the mouth, or Satoru. But yeah, I think this list is gonna do okay. I wouldn't be surprised if like Obyra or Talion appears on the MTG Top 8 site, which you can find down below very soon. Yeah, so if you liked this Obyra list, let me know in the comments. If there's a different commander you want to see me talk about, also let me know in the comments. If you have any suggestions for this list, you can also let me know in the comments. Basically, I just want you to comment at me and I'll talk to you. We might be doing Rowan soon, so that'll be fun. Again, thank you to TCG Player for sponsoring this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe.